Willkommen zu der Radiosendung der Vereinigung Tirol, bei der wir zukünftig zu unserem Ausstellungsprogramm gemeinsam im Gespräch mit KünstlerInnen, KuratorInnen und KulturarbeiterInnen Hintergründe, Kontexte und Diskurse vertiefen wollen. Für den Auftakt der Sendung freue ich mich besonders, heute die Künstlerin Mahsa Aleph gleich begrüßen zu dürfen, die gegenwärtig mit ihrer Ausstellung After the Corpse im Kunstpavillon vertreten ist. Mahsa Aleph ist eine in Berlin lebende Installationskünstlerin, die an der Kunsthochschule Teheran Bildende Kunst studiert hat. Ihre Projekte beschäftigen sich mit klassischer persischer Literatur, deren Inhalt sie in physischer Form neu interpretiert, ganz so, als würde die abstrakte Essenz von Worten in etwas Konkretes und Greifbares verwandelt werden. Zentrale Themen ihrer Arbeit sind existenzielle Fragen zur menschlichen Identität und ihrem Wesen, die Beziehung zwischen einem Wesen und seiner Umgebung. Besonders die historische Erinnerung von Materialien und Objekten ist ein wichtiges Motiv in ihren Installationen. Für ihre erste große Einzelausstellung in Österreich zeigte Künstlerin Mahsa Aleph im Kunstpavillon der Vereinigung Tirol eine Fortsetzung ihrer beiden Langzeitprojekte Corpse und Remnants, Myth of House. Für die Arbeit Corpse hat Aleph für die Ausstellung in Innsbruck ein 3,8 x 3,8 Meter großes, begehbares Archiv von 27.277 gefeilten Dattelkernen geschaffen. Die in 30 Serien unterteilten Kerne wurden von 18 in Teheran inhaftierten Personen über einen Zeitraum von insgesamt 6 Monaten bearbeitet. In iranischen Gefängnissen hat das Feilen von Dattelkernen für das Anfertigen von Gebetsperlen eine lange Tradition. Besonders bei Einzelhaft und Isolation kann das Sammeln und Formen von Dattelkernen zu einem Akt des Überlebens werden. Einzeln aufgereiht an den Wänden entsteht ein Archiv verblasster Momente und abwesender Körper. Eine Landschaft der Wiederholung, in der die manuelle Arbeit des Formens der Kerne nur gedämpfte Spuren hinterlässt. Das Archiv ist ein wiederkehrendes Element in Mahsa Alephs Œuvre. Der Prozess des Archivierens ist ein Prozess der Bewahrung und Erhaltung, aber auch der Entfernung, Loslösung und Ausgrenzung. Hinter jeder bewahrten und archivierten Information verbirgt sich eine Spur weiterer Informationen, die aus- und weggelassen worden sind. Das im Kunstpavillon eingerichtete Archiv stellt weder Fragen noch gibt es Antworten, sondern macht seine Inhalte lediglich erfahrbar. Ausgangspunkt in Alephs künstlerischem Schaffen sind oft Beobachtungen, gefolgt vom Schreiben. Das Schreiben diente als erster Schritt zur Entfremdung. Den Prozess der Übersetzung und Entfremdung sowie die Freude an der Neubenennung und Neuentdeckung von gewissen Dingen sind auch in ihrer Herangehensweise für die Arbeit Remnants Myth of House erkennbar. Dieser erinnert an verzierte Transparente mit moralischen Botschaften, die im Iran in öffentlichen Gebäuden wie Schulen, Moscheen und Gefängnissen zu finden sind. Das traditionell als Mehl- oder Reisverpackung dienende Textil hat die Künstlerin händisch mit dem Zitat aus ihrem eigenen Notizbuch bestickt. Eine Übersetzung des genauen Wortlautes findet ihr übrigens in der Ausstellungsbroschüre, die auch online auf unserer Homepage abgerufen werden kann. Das heutige Teheran ist geprägt vom Wechselspiel der Spuren der Vergangenheit und der Sehnsucht nach der Zukunft. In Reanimation bewegt sich die Handlung vom pulsierenden Zentrum der Stadt mit Blick auf den Berg Dammerwand immer weiter an den Stadtrand hinaus, an den östlichen Rand. Heute verdient sich der Großteil der hier lebenden Menschen ihren Lebensunterhalt mit dem Recyceln von Müll und Bauschutt. Als Fortsetzung der Arbeit Remnants Myth of House verdeutlicht der Film, wie ausgebeutete Klassen am Rand von Städten und Gesellschaften und von deren materiellen Überresten leben. Eindrücklich erinnern uns die Szenen daran, dass auch die Peripherie von verschiedenen Abstufungen geprägt ist. Die Ausstellung After the Corpse zeugt von Mahsa Alephs intensive Auseinandersetzung mit komplexen kulturellen und geografischen Entwurzelungen. Anstatt sich auf den Verlust zu konzentrieren, wirft ihre Arbeit Fragen nach menschlichem Handeln, Würde und jenen subtilen Gesten auf, mit denen Individuen ihren freien Willen innerhalb restriktiver Systeme geltend machen. Das folgende Künstlerinnengespräch zwischen Mahsa Aleph und mir, Bettina Siegele, Künstlerische Leiterin und Geschäftsleitung der Vereinigung Tirol, in den Bereichen Kunstpavillon, Neue Galerie und Interessenvertretung, fand am 8. April 2026 statt. Das Gespräch fand in englischer Sprache statt. I would like to ask you to begin with, if you could picture us the exhibition After the Corpse at the Kunstpavillon a bit from your point of view. So how, as you as an artist, experienced it after it was built?
We had this exhibition in Kunstpavillon, which consists of two separate projects, and there is a conversation between two projects. One is the large-scale installation, which is Corpse, and the second is the video installation. I called it Reanimation. And probably, I think the connection between these two is human agency, which is the main subject, maybe, like, or maybe my main subject in years. When I try to see the bigger picture, it comes more clear and clear for me, you know, like, when you, after years, you can see what you wrote, what you built, and you realize suddenly the connection in between them. It's like that. So I think, yeah, human agency is what connects these two pieces. And maybe we can start with the name, Corpse, and why I choose this name. Like, it was a time I was so curious about this Iranian philosopher and writer Avicenna, and I saw a quote of him. He was talking about human physics, and it can be how it can be regarded in two ways. And he says, like, we call it the body as long as it tied to the soul. When the tie is broken, it's no longer called a body, but a corpse. So here, like, we are encountering with this 277 pieces of corpse from my point of view, like, or objects, or let's say objects / words maybe. And these are date pits carved by 18 prisoners in a project I started to do in Iran. I worked with 18 prisoners for 6 months, and the story behind this archives comes from a very old story which no one knows when it started. Like, there is a tradition in Iranian prisons, also maybe other parts of Middle East, even though I hate to mention it, Middle East in the area. And so the practice is like building prayer bits out of this date pits, like. And I was so fascinated first time when I saw one of these objects. I started to think suddenly, like, what can make one to think like that? Like, you are having a fruit, and then the seed is there, and you don't have any, like, facility or sources to build things. And for me, it was like this attempt to regain your agency, or to have a language, a voice out of prison. Like, also that the object itself has a lot to do with chanting and calling. And I was thinking, like, by the time this how this act of carving date pits shares the very same nature with this object. Like also the object claim the same thing, to chant, to call, like while praying.
And when you're speaking of the object in this content, do you refer to the formed date pits in the work corpse itself, or to the prayer pits that are made out of this date pits, or is it more in a metaphoric sense?
Actually, in body of my work, it's I'm using the metaphoric sense of it. That what I care about is the historical memory of the object here. So it has a reference, and I never tried to build prayer bits out of them because I wanted to be there, like as every piece, as individual existence, to show this. I would say futility of this pointless try to send a voice, it's like, and for me, there's a connection between this practice and this archive and the act they've done in past to build prayer bits, because also it's like when you start to pray over and over again, chanting a word, first there is a meaning, you are mentioning it, and then when you start to repeat, it's like after a while it's turned to something monotonous and like something, a sound which can disappear and fade away, after a while, possibly maybe without reaching the audience. And what they are technically trying to do is like sending this object out, then somebody can pray for you or think about you while they are, touching these pieces that you build. And it's also the act of building it is similar, because it's the act of grinding and being ground in same time. Just again, like the nature of sandpaper. It reminds me sandpaper, like you want to shape and you will be shaped. After a while, it, loses its character. First, it's a sandpaper, and after a while, it's a smooth paper. So it's the price you pay to speak, maybe to load your voice or whatever, like to do this gesture of like the gesture of your body, which is trying to reclaim this agency and this desire that you keep inside to reach the free will. I mean, I'm mentioning it like desire to reach free will because like I don't technically believe in like human free will that much. I mean, what I believe in is this desire. This desire is our kind of character. What makes us us, And the different way we reclaim this desire is our identity. And especially, this is where we can see the connection of two pieces. Like in the second piece, which is the film, the video installation. So there you can see how also these people are reclaiming like home and how they are practicing home again with corpse. Like they're building houses out of different parts of houses which doesn't exist anymore. They collect stuff from dumping sites outskirts of Tehran, from margins, and I was also fascinated with their practice of home, and it reminded me this cave paintings from humans, like first paintings in the caves. Like they would draw animals, and many would believe like they did this because they would believe like they can kind of frame their body in their own territory while they are doing these drawings, like they are deliver this animal's soul and body to their own territory of hunt. And for me, what people are doing in Tehran's margin is like they are hunters of territory and home. And these homes are like a patchwork body, a body which has different members from many other houses, from many styles in architecture, in different times, from different, I don't know, maybe even styles and time. Yeah. Sorry, I lost my words for a moment.
No, but I think that's super interesting also how you connect those two work pieces or work series. About your work corpse, you once wrote, and you also wrote it in your application for the exhibition at the open call, and I quote, "In the absence of the contained, the soul, the container, the body turns into a corpse," which refers to the date pits, and as you elaborated it for us. But also now it gets very clear to me that the second work, The Remnants, Myth of House, and the video reanimation that is part of it, is sort of reversing this this way of life. You have a body, the body loses its soul, it gets a corpse, and there we see how those corpses that are made out of these doors that are put aside or put on this dumping site, and how they are filled again with something that reminds us of home or gives us this feeling of home and these emotions of home, which then turns it again into a body.
Like as if when the meaning leaves the home and it turns to something like a void shell, then the meaning will find a way, a new body to be there. And I'm just trying to show the nature of the resistance of meaning here. So yeah, for me, the homes that people build is a combination of too many homes. It can represent also witness the reality of the city because of these combined pieces. So, like the main character, the seeker of realms, it has always this unfinished job with the city, you know. Whenever city tries to push that character out, then it will find a new nest, which is again reflecting this very same story, you know. So for me, it's like a mirror. When you are there, you can see the reality of the whole city echoes without stopping, and nobody can stop it. Yeah, I love their practice, and I have a lot of respect to it. And at the end, like, why the reason why I'm so inspired by the practice of prisoners or the practice of home they are doing in margins, like, for me, has a lot to do with my own practice. For me, I mean, people would believe what I do is like really maybe like something collective and something political, something. And I think the main reason is like what I'm doing is very personal. It's too personal, like, because I'm digging to the deepest layer of me, of being human, you know? And in that very deep layered structure, if you go down deeper and deeper, you will arrive to a point that everybody, we are all the very same. And this is why yeah, it's not personal because it is personal. It's about everyone because in fact it's about me.
I think this is also part of this work is a banner, which you very like. It's from a very special material, which I would like to ask you maybe to give us a bit of more information afterwards. And you stitched on it, and you also stenciled a quote from your own notebook on it. And the quote, and I translate it loosely, would translate into observing is the act that transforms you into the landscape. If you've never been part of the landscape, then you've never observed. So as you now just elaborated that it's a very personal show for you, that your work and your artistic practice always is very personal, and it gives, like, you give a lot for your project, but they also somehow incorporate you and your thinking a lot. And this this observing of the city, for example, in the movie or in the film, and how you observe the people that are working on sites. And I think one can tell that at one part it's almost like you getting part of this. I don't want to say system, but that you get part of that scenery, and we don't see you, we hear your voice, and your voice is not narrating a very strict story or is explaining what we see, but again, it's a very poetic second layer to the visuals. So yeah, for me, it sums up very much the intentional impression one gets when watching the film.
First of all, like, I think the similarity of practice of being an artist and trying to be just a normal person and react and to be is too similar, you know. The struggle you have in your studio is also very same, right? Like you build something, and what you are showing absolutely is again the corpse, like what remains. you are showing what remains. Like you are showing the physical part of it, and you are the one who carries the story. And what I need here to give people the space to be in between spaces, to read in between lines instead of doing something, very I would say statemental. And when I say statement, we can move on from this word to the banner, because the main reference of it is the statements from government in Iran. Like, I mean, not in Iran, the whole world. It's a very powerful to use for governments, how they're using city planning and architecture to dictate to your body how to be, who to be, who can watch, who need to be watched. Like they are giving you roles, and they are doing this very with very slightly movements. Like, I mean, it's like as an example, to explain it in the simplest way I can, I design a chair, put it somewhere, and I'm not saying a word, but in a way, in fact, I'm telling you how to sit with the form I designed. So this being a main subject, like in the last 5 years, also for me, while watching City, while trying to see this very small leading points that city planning are using. And for example, in Iran, they always have this big banners or writings in schools, mosques, like prisons, every governmental building, sometimes in streets, that they're also like mostly these phrases about morality or hijab or political stuff or a court from Islamic court. It can be anything, like, but it's something, it has a lot to do with morality. So it's kind of guiding you to be a good person, right? Like, or
And it also has done as well as city planning and the banners, and sometimes it's more obvious, sometimes it's more hidden, like when the city itself it's more hidden, a banner is more obvious. It's this disciplining the people, if they know it or not, but it's part of our everyday life, and it makes something with us, with our
yes.
bodies and how we move and how we behave. And
also they're using always this, this floral kind of decoration around the text. Also, I think it's a bit inspired with miniatures, but I mean, it's not the same thing at all, but a bit like, because in Persian literature, it's really important to do illustrations and stuff. And but these are not the very same thing. It's just that, like, they are reminding you a bit the same static, but it's not the same thing. So I was thinking, like, yeah, I want to do the very same thing, but I will have my own static. So I started to do this piece with person who lives in city margins. She's been there now for 30 years. We start to work on this project. Her name is Mahsa, and I asked her for me to do this design, which looks like a reminder of Bible cover. Because I think we are not able to speak the same language. I thought it's the best design for my decoration. And I just brought one of my texts from my old notebooks, which is about the act of watching, to question like how you can watch something without slightly getting a part of it, you know, because for me watching is the act which transforms you to a part of this landscape. And to question this, you know, like that, and kind of to mention a bit like how we can be this much disconnected to each other. Maybe we are not speaking same language or something. I mean, yeah, so it looks so serious, but underneath it has a bit of humor, but the humor is harmless. I tried my best to, I mean, I don't want to judge anyone here. I'm just, I love the power appropriation has, as much as I'm obsessed with the power of archives. Also, appropriation is something powerful. So, like, to play with it, also to trying to prove myself, if I'm to examine it, if I'm able to do this defamiliarization, you know, and because the meaning of everything is changing all the time, right? Like, can I go back to zero and read a word again without considering too many layers they put on this, you know? Because it's the magic of art for me. Like this is my playground. What I'm doing all the time is like to struggle to find a way to defamiliarization, to do this part. So, yeah, also that is a point to mention. And yeah, I think it was interesting the spot we find for this banner in the exhibition, because it's helped us to reduce the shock to while you are moving from a piece to piece, first piece to second one, from the installation to the dark room. And I think it could help to see the connection. And anyway, I never try to do something statemental. I'm not telling my audience what is right, what is wrong, how to be, how to think. I just, what I'm doing, what I'm trying to do, I will say doing, is build an environment, a situation that I've been there as a witness, and to let them step in. And it's always start with words, you know, like I always start to writing and then find a way to move from word to the matter, and from the matter to the material. And as you know, I care a lot about this historical memory of materials, and from the material to object, and from the object to the space. And then at some point to find this chance to ask people to walk in and to be there and show their reflection, which is beautiful to see, I think. Yeah.
And also in the sense of starting with writing with words, and like putting your observation in words and writing it down, and then trying to bridge this sort of gap that is between seeing something and revealing something. Also in this method of defamiliarization, as an artistic tool, I would say that you use it. Also, the metaphor is a big part of your practice. So there are a lot of metaphors in your work, not only the ones that are exhibited at the Kunstpavillon, but also in many other examples from your practice.
Yeah.
What is it like? How and why do you use this metaphors as a method for yourself? Why not being more maybe literal or?
Yeah, I think this is something has a lot to do with where I am coming from, like, and with Persian literature and its nature. In I believe many of those writers, like I'm all the time reading their texts from classical Persian literature. Also, what they are doing is also you can see it in even Iran cinema, like how they are trying to hide things in layers, because maybe it has also a connection with censorship. But I mean, in my work, it's a style, even. It's more than that. It's, for me, it's a methodology which has come from my roots, and to say something without pushing people toward this idea that my truth is the only truth. You are just giving them a space to be. You don't have any right to do that. It's also a bit about sensitivity in this matter, I would say. But also, I'm not going to deny that, metaphor is like, it's really something which can be the main tool even in my language. But this is the way, the Iranian way of translation. And like mainly what an artist does is to translate. And this, I would believe, like I would say, like, for me, they designed this language for poetry. It's designed for poetry. It's designed for layered structures. It's designed for metaphor.
You mean the Persian language?
The Persian, Persian. I mean, if you have a look, like Rumi, Shams, Sohrawardi, and also we can see in history why, like, there've been people who decide to not telling things only through the political way, and they lost their life because of it. Like, so I think in historical context, if you have a look, I think it's also have something to do with censorship from past to today. Like, it's not something new. It might have like more than 2,000 years ago. You can see it's there. It's been like that always. And I think this is the reflection of Persian language in my work. And as an artist, I'm a translator at the end. Like, what we are doing, artists in general, we are translating. Like, you write a word, in my case, and then you start to looking for a way to reveal again that word in the form of an object, maybe, you know. What you are doing all the time is this translation. And anyway, like Persian language has this mysterious way, also has this many-layered way. And what I like about it is not just it's playing with the censorship, like telling a lot without telling anything, you know, to design the space in a way to give people this in-between space, then they can have their own reading. Also, I love it because it has a lot to do with freedom and respect. Also, you are, in a way, you are respecting the perception of your audience. You are just giving them a space to be in your position or to witness what you witness with no comment, with not answering any question or asking them, just to be there. Yeah, I find it really smart, poetry and metaphors, and they're powerful tools, I believe. And to bring them in a context like archive, which generally doesn't have anything to do with poetry, for me it's something really playful. Yeah.
But it also sort of, the audience needs to be able to handle a sort of ambivalence that could come up. If we have poetry here, we could understand it differently, we read it differently, which is something very beautiful, but I think also in times where people get less and less tolerant towards ambivalent things, needing clear black and white thinking, it's also challenging, maybe.
Actually, like the more I can see, like every day, it's getting hard and hard to ask people to be patient, to walk in, to watch, to encounter with this void. What I'm presenting, for example, in the piece Corpse, and generally in After Corpse, is like has a lot to do with just standing there and encountering with this solitude. To see just the moment that person put on, like, with carving this piece. And the meanings are gone. They're somewhere else. You need to start to translate it for you, for your life, for what you've been witnessing with your own loneliness, when you've been also trying to find a way to react or to have access to any kind of agency of human being. Yeah, I kind of lost now in the whole question because
That's all right. I think I would anyhow love to maybe circle back to the work Corpse.
Okay.
So again, for maybe someone who hasn't seen it, for Corpse we have built a box into the Kunstpavillon, which is as high as the Kunstpavillon is, and it shows 27,277 date pits being put on the wall individually. So basically, you together with the team created a walk-in archive in the exhibition space. And I remember already in your application, but also very early from our very first conversations about this exhibition, it was very much clear to you that you want to show it this way, that you want to have each date pit individually exhibited and to work with this concept of an archive. I think it's also the first time that you show it this way. Would you like to share why it was so important for you to show them not as groups, but in their but the entire load of them, so almost 30,000 pits separately?
Because like for me, like each piece, each date pit represents empty moment, like silence, a void like that has come and gone while they've been polishing. It contained nothing but emptiness for me and silence, and to give people more space to face with this silence. I wanted to show them, like, as each of them are objects / words / a single character, a moment, and to let them to have a closer look and see the difference between every of them, like how they look very same but they are not, like just like the moment you can watch a flame, how it's changed, it looks always the same. Or when you look into the sea, the waves, they look pretty much same but they are not. And how it keeps you like that, it's like a hypnotic thing, like when you, it's like after a while, for me it's like I'm asking myself if this is my gaze to the sea or sea's gazing me, like to lose this where it start from. And what I was trying to do with building those, I don't know, 1,000 meters of shelves was that exactly. The way you can't tell anymore if the piece looking to you or you are looking to piece. And yeah, of course, also, as you know, we decide for some part of it while building it, we considered every wall as like a white page that you can write a sentence on it, like, and we considered every collection as a paragraph to put words to build a paragraph and a signature, a name, and a number, like how many they actually carved in 6 months for a single collection. That's it. Like, this is the all data we can give them. Like the main data is just to witness this emptiness, to feel it, and maybe it can refer to a moment in your own life that you've been trying to chant, trying to send a voice somewhere, trying to find a way to have any access inside yourself or outside to other minds and hearts, to souls. to feel connected, to show that you exist. For me personally, if I can't build things, then I feel like I can't be sure if I'm there. I need to build things. Like mostly I find myself while talking to other people, I'm drawing something on the paper to feel like I'm a real person. I'm here. Or like, doing stuff with paper, with folding paper, trying to do small sculptures. Yeah, this is something I think also, yeah, I like the way actually we build it. And I mean, if it's reminding people paragraphs or not, doesn't matter. Even my intention doesn't matter. What they feel inside this walk-in archive is what is matter, because the audience are also, I want them to be the writer of this page, like to give them space to feel same thing,
And I think
also while my respect to this practice or these kinds of practice. Also, my obsession with archive is about its power, first of all, and second, like to believe that somewhere in my practice also I want to show a reflection of disappeared archives, the archives which never built, which never gathered, which never written, which never collected, like, and to mention that there are voices that it's only possible to hear them in silence, and asking myself, what about build an archive for that? Like, yeah, and archive also can tell you lies, which is also, again, comes from its power. And me personally, I'm trying to design an archive which is like a circle and give you this opportunity to stand like in the center of the circle, and to be the one who decide what to choose to look first. It doesn't have pages, like not pages, like orders. It has layers, and these layers are transparent. Like how I imagine it is like a layered structure with this transparent nets front of you. You choose what to see, and you can where to walk, because you are in the center. You are the witness. And yeah, I think it's a quite powerful tool. And yeah, it can be also something not easy to play with. You need to be very precise about it. It can be also dangerous too. Like, it's really important. Like, if you tell one more word or one less word, it changed a lot. And so you need to have the sensibility and respect to the audience, to make sure that you gave them enough space to move, to decide which perspective to have and to look from where, you know. So yeah, my playground is about this, I think.
Is there anything left you would like to share that you were not able in this conversation to mention, or yeah?
Actually, like I also showed a found object. It was in the video room, a part of this video installation, which is also there is a scene in movie about the moment I found this piece while I was like in this place. They were doing this destruction of this house to move the garbage then to the dumping site, and I took this found object. It's a text like which says like I yearn for your love, mother. And the reason I was thinking like on my own these days why I was that touched about that piece and I wanted to use it. I think here mother have a very vast meaning. Like it can be home, it can be homeland, it can be the mother itself, you know. And because the whole movie also it has a connection between like to show the connection between space, home, body. I thought, wow, so this piece has a lot to do with this again layered structure of these meanings, like body, home, mother, homeland. So yeah, I think sometimes materials could show up and ask you to take them and find their spot in your storytelling. And yeah, maybe it was something to mention that crossed my mind, especially these days that I'm really struggling a lot with these meanings. Homeland, mother.
Die Ausstellung After the Corpse der Künstlerin Mahsa Aleph ist von 27. Februar bis zum 15. April 2026 im Kunstpavillon der Künstlerinnenvereinigung Tirol zu sehen. Der Kunstpavillon befindet sich am Rennweg 8a in Innsbruck. Der Eintritt ist frei. Die Ausstellung After the Corpse ist Teil des von Bettina Siegele kuratierten Jahresprogramms Under Pressure. Jury für das Programm 2026: Nele Kaczmarek, Direktorin Kunstverein Nürnberg Albrecht-Dürer-Gesellschaft, Katha Hinterlechner, Künstlerin und Vorstandsmitglied der Künstlerinnenvereinigung Tirol, und Bettina Siegele, Künstlerische Leiterin und Geschäftsleitung der Künstlerinnenvereinigung Tirol in den Bereichen Kunstpavillon, Neue Galerie und Interessenvertretung. After the Corpse, eine Ausstellung von Mahsa Aleph, kuratorische Begleitung Bettina Siegele, Ausstellungstechnik und Aufbau Paul Irrmann und Nico Ritsch, Ausstellungsproduktion und Presse Cornelia Reinisch-Hofmann, Produktion Radiosendung Johannes Tiefenbrunner.